Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. Just out and about, finished my training, so I thought it would just be a great idea to spend this Sunday outside, this afternoon outside, grab some food, talk to you guys a little bit, you know? So just wanted to share out another video with you guys, and in today's video, I just wanted to share out my arms workout and also my explosive mobility, core, and all of those things with you guys, you know? So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the video and check those things out, talk about a few things, and yeah, let's have some fun in this video, all right?
I think my visa payment is due. Assume that I sooner or later go boom. Until then, I'll settle for living how the millionaires do, but with a southern girl who can cook, so we got better food.
Where's Da Vinci?
I'm on slum, I gotta give it a go, yeah. I gotta grind, working for money in the door, yeah. Stop wasting time, you wasting your time for real. I'm about to no cap for real, remember we came from the dark for real. Yeah, 2, protect, they drown in the pool. Okay, I might need a boost. Okay, just give me the loot. 3 or 5, that's my city, the zoo. I'm gonna find someone, call Uncle Luke. Oh, no, I gotta watch how you move. Oh, my dogs, they gon' pull up and screw. I don't get involved with the money. Why they got it tall, like they know me. 3, I'm a ball like a Kobe. Eat it up with the homie. Indeed, shine bright like a sunny. Yeah, they don't love me. Yeah, I just think it's funny. Yeah, I'm on slum, I gotta give it a go. Yeah, I gotta grind, working for money in the door. Yeah. Stop wasting time, you wasting your time for real. I'm about to no cap for real. Remember we came from the dark for real. From the dark for real, remember I was broke, I had to rebuild. Real hit and never gon' spill, the finance the label ain't signing no deal, yeah. I had to say how I feel, I treat the music like it's out to feel, yeah. They write it out for a meal, giving away to the devil they skills, yeah. Changing them one at a time, sometimes I gotta rewind. The devil, he tryna get me out of line. Tell him that I'm with the fine, I'm doing just fine. Whenever they ask me the questions, I tell them don't worry about me and mine. At my slum, I gotta give it a go, yeah. I gotta grind, working for money in the door, yeah. Stop wasting time, you wasting your time for real. I'm about to no cap for real. Remember we came from the dark for real. I can't waste no time, you know it's do or die. Came up from the dirt, somehow I just survived. Been through so much pain, it's hard to summarize. I'm a different breed, the ones that's hard to find.
Hey guys, so I was just editing my vlog for the new video, actually talking about my training a little bit, and I was just editing the part where I'm like doing a lot of like animal flow kind of like movements, also functional training, a lot of warm-up kind of routines and everything. So this is a time like before I actually dive into like heavier parts of the workout, you know, doing a lot of like compound moves. The first 45 minutes or so, or even an hour long like session is kind of dedicated towards just me trying to explore movement and trying to like include a lot of the things that I'm like trying to learn, you know. So it could be like martial arts. So I'm like really trying to like improve my kicks, and also at the same time I'm trying to include some animal flow into it and some movement training. But my goal just being that I want to like be as functional as possible. But I call this session explosive mobility because it's kind of like more geared towards training mobility in my own body in a functional way. And there's a lot of like practitioners out there, you know, like they might call it animal flow, they might call it movement training, they might call it like mobility training, but it all really comes down to like you just being able to like move your body efficiently, you know. So this kind of helps me just be more aware of like how my muscles are performing and just like connect better with my body in general, so that like every muscle like is warmed up and is like prepared and ready for me to actually do heavy lifts later. And at the same time, this year one of my goals has been to improve functionality of my body and also like my flexibility and mobility in general. In that quest, I've been doing a lot of different different types of like training routines to see what can help me out. So some of the benefits of like doing these type of trainings is like, you develop better coordination in your body, you know, and your range of motion improves, and you can actually lift heavier weights without the consequences of you hurting yourself in any way, because you just have a far better reach and your muscles kind of like are more engaged. So there's like less chances of you spasming or something like that in the middle of a lift if you can't handle it. And at the same time, you develop better muscle mind connection, so that kind of like helps you do heavier lifts or even like more explosive stuff, exploding off the ground, doing push-ups or handstand push-ups. So this is a time when it's all kind of like combined. I was thinking of training these disciplines, these things like in their own separate routines, but to be honest, the first 45 minutes, first hour, I just feel like exploring and like getting into the mood of, you know, working out. And this is a time when I like enjoy myself the most, and I feel like my best and like most creative self, you know. And a lot of times these kind of like training routines is also like very much driven by the kind of music I'm listening to like set the mood. Sometimes it's more rap, sometimes it's more like, you know, like slow paced lo-fi music. Depending upon that, the pace of the workout might even change, as you guys might have noticed in the first part of the video here, right? I'll be talking more about these things, about the kind of like trainings that I'm like doing over time, and also like share some interesting facts about these things and benefits that it can like cause in your body and in your life in general, you know. And like, why would you not want increased mobility? Because as we are so much like working at home, glued to our chairs, we are like slowly losing mobility, and a lot of people are complaining about like low back pain issues and things like that. And even in the past, I've had that problem like big time because I had a back surgery myself, so I really know what it means to be able to like be mobile and be able to like move pain free, because I was not in that position a few years back, you know. This does really mean a lot to me, and I spend a lot of time exploring my own body, like studying the science behind it, you know, like the anatomy and the physiology, to be able to like, you know, leverage those things and become as free in my movement as possible. But that's it about like the animal flow and martial arts. But again, also like one of the goals this year for me is to like train a little bit more martial arts. There's no specific routine that I'm trying to follow. There's a lot of guys that I do learn from on Instagram, on YouTube, so it's less about getting into the proper training or anything like that. I just really am observant of their motions and movements and the kind of like training they do, kind of performances like they practice, and just by looking at that, I do get a glimpse into their kind of like training. And then as I'm training myself, a lot of the things do get inspired by those movements I actually like, you know, catch here and there while just scrolling through my feed on Instagram or even on YouTube. So one of the things that you guys could really do to like learn more about these things is like follow the kind of people that are doing these things, and then see how they are training, what they're eating, how their recovery routines are, because you can't just expect to train explosively or like train really hard like someone without actually knowing how to recover from such like strenuous activities, be able to like come back from that, build and be stronger. But moving on, let's talk about the next part of the workout. The next part is gonna be arms. You know, for the past year I was not training arms as much, but this year I'm trying to like really dedicate some time towards like building up my arms. It used to be a fun thing for me, but like slowly over time I kind of like lost interest in training arms as I got more curious about like, you know, movement flow, animal flow and things like that, and calisthenics as well, and now martial arts. So it kind of like gives me a little bit less time to train proper bodybuilding all the time. But this year I'm trying to dedicate a lot more time to like arms. So every Sunday, the first part of the workout after like, you know, training mobility and things like that is always arms, even before I go for my run or anything like that, so I can like spend most of my energy towards like training like my biceps and my triceps. So that's my arm routine kind of is, and I'm also trying to like introduce a little bit more volume around like my biceps and triceps training after my like upper body workout. So that gives me another like 2 windows of opportunity to be able to like train arms and like introduce a little bit more hypertrophy in my arms training, you know, to like see a little bit of like more muscle size develop in my arms. But yeah, after that it was followed by like abs training, and I don't really train abs as much as I should now, because I get a lot of like core training done already in my animal flow and my, you know, martial arts training, or just the exploration part of my training, the first 45 minutes or an hour. A lot of like the exercises are like really geared towards like midline stability, core stability, and it does take a lot to be able to like do those movements and like maintain those positions, you know, and you do need a lot of like core strength to be able to like do that. So I feel like that does give me adequate amount of training for my abs, but now I'm trying to like also dedicate a lot of time so that I can train my lower abs like specially, properly, because I feel like my upper like abs are kind of like, they look good, they pop out, but since I do have some lower skin on my lower abdominals, it's kind of like hard to reveal my lower abs unless and until I go really low on my body fat. Like right now I'm about 11% to like 12% body fat. That's what my scale says, so that's how like we will take it, I guess. But for my lower abs, like you can still see my six-pack, but I don't look as shredded as I want to, which is gonna happen at about like, you know, sub like 10% body fat, like 9% or 8% or something like that. And that for me, I feel like is still like almost like 7 or 8 pounds away. Currently I weigh about 150 pounds, and it's about like almost at 142 to like 144 is where I start to like really see my shreds, you know, properly. So that's where I'm like trying to go. But again, it's kind of hard to like see my abs, so I'm like trying to spend more time also train my lower abs, lower abdominals, and like hip flexors for improved mobility and improve midline stability and things like that, but at the same time for just the aesthetic purposes too, so that I can like look better and have a more defined set of like six-pack. So that's where the 2 times a week dedicated like core workout kind of like comes in. That's where like I end my workouts. So that's what you guys just like saw. And yeah, that is going to be it for my explosive mobility and arms workout and core workout. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're still watching, I really appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be doing a lot more fitness videos talking about the way I personally train, my nutrition could be helpful for you guys maybe, and share out those resources, because you know, like one like diet, one training, one nutrition plan does not like fit every single person. Everyone is like, you know, their own person, so they like the way they want to train, they like the way they want to eat. So it's better to kind of like modify your own current habits and behaviors to suit your lifestyle, like the healthy lifestyle, rather than forcing it upon yourself just because you saw someone else doing it. Because at the end of the day, you have to sustain it over time and like for longer periods of time, rather than like, you know, forcing yourself to like diet a certain way or train a certain way for 2 months or 3 months and then just like losing interest in those things altogether and just falling back into like your bad habit patterns and like behavioral patterns where you did not feel as healthy or as good or as energized, you know. So sustainability should be the goal with these things, I feel like, so that you can like, you know, include it into your lifestyle and sustain it over time and keep seeing progress while being able to like manage and leverage your energy towards putting towards like other things that you want to learn in your life. Because if you're constantly fighting this battle to like lose fat and build muscle without being able to like do it sustainably and out of like habit, it's just a waste, because you'll just always be like stressed about like what you want to eat next, and always be stressed about how you want to train, or you're not training enough and you're not getting any results. So all of those things do compromise your quality of life in the long run. So might as well do it the way you can actually sustainably do it long time. Have fun with these things rather than like forcing yourself to do something that you do not like. But anyway, catch you guys in the next video. It was really fun like filming this one, editing this one, and sharing this one out with you guys, and a lot of time goes into like editing and things like that. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could just give this video a thumbs up, and a lot more better content is coming your way. So consider subscribing to the channel, and also at the same time hit that bell icon so that you can get notified on my future videos and you're not missing out on any of the education, on any of the fun part, any of the trainings that I'm about to share more with you guys in the future, right? So yeah, keep exploring, stay curious, keep training, man. Work on yourself, improve yourself every single day. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and yeah, I'll see you guys. All right.